Welcome to the Bet Safe Round 5 of the Aviva Premiership with myself, Jim Hamilton.
And me, Andy Goode. We're going to chat through all the action and focus on our weekly accumulators.
Available for new and existing BetSafe customers. BetSafe, the official partner of Saracens. So we're going to recap round 4, and what a weekend of ruggers it was.
Loads of decent ruggers, wasn't there?
Yeah.
One team let us down, though.
It did.
We both did pretty well. My Accas nearly came in, as did yours.
And then it was the unforeseen result. Newcastle beating
Devastated.
Mighty Bath.
Yeah. Down at the Rec, Newcastle, they went 19-0 up, didn't they? And I'm looking at the result at the time going, what's going on there? Newcastle, they'd come back from America, their game against Saracens the week before. I thought they'd be jet-lagged, I thought they'd be tired, but they went into a 19-0 lead. Bath were all over the shop, but then Bath scored 32 unanswered points to go 32-19 up. And you think you can tick off that Accas for the week and we can cash in.
And it didn't happen.
Did it?
It did not happen. Newcastle looked sharp, eh?
Yeah, they fought back. They attacked really well. Nicky Gunnover was unbelievable. Joel Hodgson kicked the winning conversion. They scored with 5 minutes to go. Joel Hodgson kicks the conversion to put them 33-32 up. Their attacking game's gone through the roof. And, Santiago, what's his name? The hooker? He'll tell me.
Santiago.
That'll do. His little offload. Takalura at 9, he was outstanding. And Bath, the Highs have beaten Saracens a few weeks ago. Your club Saracens at the Rec. They beat them. And then they lose to lowly Newcastle. But Newcastle, I think they're 4th in the league now.
Yeah, mate, they're doing well. They're doing very well. And what about my pick? Leicester to beat Quins at the Stoop.
That was a cracking game of rugby, wasn't it?
Mate, no one believed it. No one believed it.
You're right. I didn't see it coming. Obviously, Quins beat Wasps at the Ricoh Arena the week before. I expected Quins to go back to the Stoop where they're normally pretty strong. But Leicester did well. They just put them under pressure at the breakdown. And then they get... What about Greg Bateman's try? Have you ever scored a try like that?
Oh, I think so. I think it was 1998. Mate, I guess India scored a hat-trick. India scored a hat-trick.
Leicester Tigers Academy versus India, and you were the man of the match, weren't you?
Mate, I was. Hat-trick. Hat-trick it was. Genuine.
There we go. But Greg Bateman skinned Mike Brown and got a try to push Leicester ahead, and a 3-point victory, I think, in the end, and deservedly so.
Mate, it was. And our featured game of the week, which was Saracens versus Sale, the mighty Saracens, and I think we called it a comfortable victory, and that it was.
It was 30-odd points in the end, wasn't it? They won by. Farrell was imperious. Good to see him back in the team again. Obviously, I think he's possibly, if he's not the best player in the world right now, he's top 2, top 3. Your mate, your understudy, Atoji, he played all right, didn't he?
Yeah, he's growing into that role. He's growing into my position there. So he's. I've left the jersey in a decent state with Mr. Atoji in there, but it was unfortunate to see Billy go off injured. Quite innocuous, really, just trying to make a tackle close out from the line, and his bad knee. So we wish him well.
We do. I mean, 4 months out for that. Big loss for Saracens.
Huge loss. I mean, Michael Rhodes as well. He's going to be out for another 4 months with a shoulder injury. So Skaltberger has got an injury. I'm not too sure what it is, but he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
I'll keep my phone on.
You reckon?
I'll keep my phone
Maybe
on.
You play the second row, Atoji drops into the back row.
That's what we did last year.
There we go.
That's what was easy enough. And then I went for, fortunately, an easy victory for Saints against Irish. Look what we've done to Northampton. You were in here 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, saying that they were relegation contenders.
They were a shambles. They were.
Now look at them.
They're 3 from 3 since we berated them on this.
They're listening to this. They're watching and listening to what we're saying. You can do it, Northampton. You are doing it.
They are. And obviously they went to the Majeski Stadium. I thought the Irish should have a bit more about them. Their first proper home game back at their fortress that they call the Majeski Stadium, and they went down with a whimper, didn't they?
They did.
Looks like a long, tough season for London Irish now. Them and Worcester, they're going to struggle.
They are. Talking of Worcester, we'll quickly rattle through. Gloucester versus Worcester, Friday night. They nearly came back.
They did.
They had
an opportunity. Gloucester, you thought the game was won. I turned it off after 50 minutes, thinking that's Worcester going to capitulate. Henry Trinder makes the break after half-time for Billy Twelvetree's try. Unbelievable break. He's a quality player, isn't he?
He's awesome. When he's fit, he is awesome. He'll be in that England squad, in that England team, if he keeps fit from now until the Six Nations. Mark my word. I wonder what the odds are on him being in the England team.
Let's find out.
We could find out for you. And then lastly, but not least,
Exeter. They absolutely dusted off Wasps on Sunday, didn't they? Wasps have got a few injuries. They've lost their last 2 now, but they'll bounce back. I've got no doubt of that. Better teams good teams go down to Sandy Park and lose. So Wasps will be disappointed. They lost the physical confrontation, but my goodness, I thought Exeter were, from 1 to 15, were by far and away better players when you compare the two teams. Henry Slade was outstanding. He took some hard lines as well, which I was really impressed with. Exeter's all-round game. I think they started the first minute of the game, they've gone through 32 phases. How are your lungs going to feel after defending for 32 phases?
I don't need to anymore.
Oh, you're always on the bench.
They'd be feeling a lot better than yours.
Yeah, there we go.
But any news on Danny Cipriani? Went off the week before with an injury. Is there any news on his injury?
He's a 12-week injury he's got, so he's out for a while. Yeah,
12 weeks?
Yeah, done a knee, similar to Billy Vanapola, actually.
Okay.
So he's going to be out for a while. So Jimmy Gopperth at 10. Rob Miller probably as the backup.
Yeah.
But they've got quality in that squad. They played Bath this weekend at home. We'll see how they bounce back.
So there we go. There's our recap from round 4 of the Aviva Premiership.
And it's still 1-1.
Oh, it is 1-1. It is. So that brings us on to round 5 of the Aviva Premiership. And my Accas for this week are Newcastle, Saracens, Northampton. And guess what? Wasps.
Go on the Wasps.
Yeah, go on the Wasps. All to win. And you'll get that at 3-2. That's 3-2.
So my ACCA for this week, I picked out 4 victories. We're going to go wins for Newcastle, Saracens, Saints and Sale. Haven't even gone with Wasps this week.
I knew you were going to go with Northampton. You are a turn.
I'm on that bandwagon.
You are.
Come on, Northampton.
And you'll get that at 2-1. 2-1.
So mine, better value. You're 3-2.
Yeah.
I'm 2-1.
2-1. So we're going to get into our Accas now, talk a little bit more detail around them. We both agree that Newcastle are going to get a comfortable victory over London Irish on Friday night up at Kingston Park. Goody, thoughts on that game? Yeah,
I think Newcastle, they're in some really good form. Obviously, very confident after their victory away at Bath at the weekend. They've won 3 of their first 4 games, so they've had away victories at Bath and Sale. Their first victory of the season came at home to Worcester Warriors and absolutely destroyed them up at Kingston Park. So Irish, a similar sort of team to Worcester in terms of that relegation battle. They're going to be going up there licking their wounds a little bit after a heavy defeat at home to Northampton Saints. I just feel that with the quality that Newcastle have got in their squad now, DTH van der Merwe, he scored a try on debut this week. Nicky Gunnover on the other wing. Toby Flood and his ears, they haven't even played yet. And so Newcastle are going to improve throughout the season. Mark Wilson scores the winner at the weekend.
Good player.
Very good player. Very disappointed not to see him in the England squad either. Yeah. I think he's an absolute superstar for Newcastle. So for me, Irish have got to work on their defence. Newcastle's attacking game has gone through the roof. I see a very comfortable victory on a Friday night at Kingston Park.
But it should be a good game, a lot of tries. Although, like you mentioned, London Irish defence is struggling. Their attacking game is strong. 25 points against Northampton at the weekend. So they're looking sharp. So it should be a good game, but we've both gone for a Newcastle victory as our Accas. So the next game that we've gone for, I think we both agree.
It's amazing we both agree, isn't it?
Well, it's Saracens.
Okay, yeah, we do agree.
Yeah, so it's Saracens up against Worcester on Friday night at Six Ways. A struggling Worcester, although their performance last Friday against Gloucester was much better. But for me, it seems like a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it does really. And I think the form that Owen Farrell's in, I think he was man of the match last week against Sale. Possibly one of the best 2-3 players in the world. Itoji as well. I know they've got a couple of injury worries in the back row, but maybe Big Jim's going to get his boots back on. The only thing for me about this game on a Friday night up at Six Ways is how did Saracens get on against Worcester in the corresponding fixture last year? Only thing I worry about. How was it?
Was I playing?
Jim was playing and Worcester won.
Oh, did they?
They did, and that's why Worcester won. But no Jim this week, no Jim this year for Saracens.
So no Jim, no win, as they say.
No Jim, Saracens always win. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a tough proposition for Worcester. They've only scored 47 points in 4 games of rugby this year. Their attack hasn't been great. They're struggling everywhere, actually. Defensively, they're leaking tries. They're relying on a few old warhorses in Donegal Callaghan and Peter Stringer, who will do a job. I thought Stringer slowed their attack down massively at the weekend.
I tweeted it.
Did you?
Slower than a week in the jail, mate.
There we go. Is it slow in jail for a week? Or?
Well, I think so. I presume so. Okay. We could find out.
But for me, I agree with Jim. It's a clear victory for Saracens. They look like a team that can rock up anywhere, anytime and win. And their squad depth is huge. And you look at Liam Williams, he's in fine form as well. Scored a couple at the weekend, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So some world-class players in that squad. No Billy, but still plenty in the tank to beat Worcester.
So the third game that we both agree on in our Accas is Saints to beat Quins.
At Franklin's Gardens.
Yes,
Saints. What a team Saints are.
I mean, we love them. We are such big fans of Northampton. They are flying.
They are. I mean, obviously, they bounced back with some good home victories after embarrassing defeat to Saracens on day one of the Premiership. Bounced back with a couple of decent home victories against Leicester and then Bath as well. And then they go down to London Irish, and it was a comfortable game for them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
40-25, they win down at London Irish. Their attack was on point. George North.
How well is he playing at the minute?
Exceptionally well.
He's out of contract.
There
That's
we
why.
go.
Is he out of contract?
Yeah, he must be.
Yeah.
He must be. He's playing every week. He's playing well. He's scoring tries. They found their mojo. They obviously had a bit of a rollicking after week one. And interestingly enough, the England captain, Dylan Hartley, hasn't played since then. Mikey Hayward's been hooker, and they've got 3 victories. Work that one out.
You say, mate, yeah, exactly. You work it out. But Quins, on the other hand, again, a similar team who were up and down. You think that they were going to bounce back and get a victory at home at the Stoop. Okay, the fortress, which is the Stoop, against Leicester in an absolutely thrilling match. Thrilling, Goody. A thrilling game. It was. What about the running?
Edge of your seat stuff,
mate.
Jim.
Yeah, edge of the seat. So Quins have got that style of game, but this is going to be a really interesting one. So this is one of the kind of tight ones that we're going to struggle to call, but we've both gone for a Saints victory at home at Franklin's Gardens. So my final Accas Goody is Wasps.
Who?
Wasps.
Okay.
Wasps. To beat Bath.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Wasps will turn it around. Like you mentioned, a few injuries, but I think Bath, I think we've seen the best of Bath in the short term.
I think they must have used up so much emotional energy and beaten Leicester on week 1 of the Premiership, Saracens at home week 2. Then they struggled at Northampton week 3 and then lost at home to Newcastle. So started at a real high intensity, real high level of performance, dipped off the last 2 weeks. No tougher place for me than to go to the Ricoh Arena. Wasps have lost there once in 22 games, I think it is. So I know Wasps would have got an absolute rollicking this week from Dai Young in terms of their physicality. Bath have got a few injuries. No Freddie Burns. He was out. They've picked up a few niggles as well along the way. And I just think that Wasps, I agree with you, Wasps will have too much to win. It's not in my Accas. I'm surprised. Are you surprised by that?
I was surprised, yeah. But we had to change one because it is a tough week to call this week, isn't it? It was a tough week. So we've changed one to be slightly different. But that's what I've gone with, Wasps to beat Bath in my Accas.
There we go. My one that I've changed, I've gone a little bit different. I do agree that Wasps will beat Bath, but we can't always agree, Jim and I, can we?
No.
Otherwise, it would just be draws every week. So my game that I've gone for, I've picked out Sale to beat Gloucester, again on a Friday night up at the AJ Bell Stadium. Gloucester, who perennially don't travel well, can't even remember the last time they won an away game. And they had a bit of a mismatched performance on Friday against Worcester, flew into a lead, and then nearly lost it at the end, didn't they? Johan Ackerman didn't seem very happy after the game. But Sale at the AJ Bell, the last time they were there, they absolutely destroyed London Irish. And I know Steve Diamond spoke after the Saracens game at the weekend and was disappointed with some of the errors, but he did say they're playing against the best team in Europe in Saracens, and they'll take their medicine and learn from that. But they'll target this game as, again, when you're trying to get into the top 6, you've got to be beating teams like Gloucester at home. And they were very disappointing a few weeks back against Newcastle at home. I'm sure they'll bounce back this Friday night, backing up that home victory to London Irish. I think James O'Connor's fit as well. He'll have a massive impact on the game. Faf de Klerk back to...
What a name.
What a name.
Faf de Klerk.
What a hairdo as well.
Mate, hell of a lid.
Hell of a lid. He'll move back to scrum half, and I think it's all set for a Sale victory.
Yeah, special mention to the Curry brothers. Did you see how well they played at the weekend?
What about the chip?
I don't think he meant it.
He did.
But he did. You reckon he meant
perfect
it?
Kick. Perfect kick.
But Tom Curry, for me, is going to be in that England 30-man squad.
Well, he's ahead of Haskell at the minute, isn't he?
He's a good player.
There we go.
He's a good player.
So my fourth pick is Sale to beat Gloucester at the AJ Bell on Friday night. So we're just going to recap on our Accas for this week, week 5 of the Aviva Premiership. Jim, what have you gone for?
So a quick recap. I've gone for Newcastle to beat Irish.
Yeah, agree.
Agree. I've gone for Saracens to beat Worcester at 6 ways. I've gone Wasps to beat Bath. And then the difficult one to call, I've gone Saints to beat Quins at Franklin's Gardens. And you'll get that at 3-2.
Nice. And my Accas that I'm going with this week, 4 games, 4 victories, I hope, to put me back in the lead. I've gone for Newcastle to beat London Irish at home on a Friday night. I've gone for Saracens again on a Friday night to beat Worcester at 6 ways. I've then gone for Sale to beat Gloucester. Friday night wins, hopefully, for me. And then we go to Saturday, Saints to beat Harlequins at Franklin's Gardens. And you can get mine at better odds than Jim's, 2-1.
2-1.
There you go. There's our accumulators for week 5 of the Aviva Premiership. Good luck with those. And don't forget, Jim and myself will be back week in, week out to preview all the action.
The Accas, remember, will be available for new and existing BetSafe customers. BetSafe, of course, the official betting partner of
Saracens.
Saracens, he said it again.
Yeah, Saracens.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah.